Hi, I'm Jerry Kenny, and thanks for joining us for this edition of America's Survival TV on Roku. Our guest tonight is the anti-communist Brazilian writer and philosopher Olavo de Carvalho. The new book, The USA and the New World Order, features a debate in which Olavo debates one of Russian President Vladimir Putin's key advisors, Alexander Dugin. Olavo is the president of the Inter-American Institute for Philosophy, Government, and Social Thought, and is one of the scheduled speakers at the March 21st Conclave for Democracy to be held at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. The goal of this event is to organize opposition leaders and political activists from Latin America on behalf of political and economic freedom in the Western Hemisphere. Olavo now lives in the United States, but has written extensively about how his home country of Brazil went Marxist. He said that it was through the destruction of high culture, the reduction of universities to centers of communist propaganda, and the country's descent to levels of moral degradation which would have seemed unthinkable before.
Tonight we're going to be talking with Olavo de Carvalho, the Brazilian philosopher and writer, who can explain not only what's happened to Brazil, which is being led at the current time by Dilma Rousseff, the former communist guerrilla, but can explain the same processes that were at work in Brazil as they affect the United States, not only America under Obama, but so many different countries throughout Latin America. And he's somebody who has a long experience in living under not only Marxism, but debating the proponents of the anti-American left, including, let's get back to the old Soviet Union and Russia today and get your thoughts on that, Olavo, because as I read this debate you had with Dugin, and we'll give you the website where you can read it for yourself up on the internet, and when I read a very interesting article you have posted at your Inter-American Institute website as well, it seems like you've concluded that Dugin has combined, I think as you put it, elements of the old Soviet Union, Tsarist Russia, some esoteric philosophy, some elements of Nazi philosophy. I mean, it looks like he's throwing a heck of a lot of stuff together to keep Russia going and to make Russia into a modern-day imperialist power. Is that a correct reading?
Yeah. I believe that ideologically or philosophically, Dugin's thought makes no sense at all. But it makes very good sense in the strategical point of view, because he's a great strategist. And his strategy is to gather everybody that has something to do or to speak against the United States. And gather everybody, communists, Nazis, Muslim, fascists, traditionalists, everybody. And he is well received in all these groups. And this is his magic. We will not discuss our difference because we have to first to destroy the great Satan, that is the United States. He creates many strange theories that there are some Atlantic powers and terrestrial powers, and the terrestrial powers are the good guys, and the Atlantic are the bad guys, and we have to destroy the Atlantic. Well, the Atlantic are the United States and Great Britain. The most extraordinary thing is that he is very well received in very different groups. Can you imagine communists, hardline KGBs, sit on the same table with the French New Right? And traditionalists, disciples of René Guénon and Julius Evola. And he is able to gather all these people and to make all them to speak like friends, because they are all against the United States. This is a work of genius, but it's not properly an ideology, and it's not a philosophy. It is a strategic conception.
And let's talk a little bit about the Muslim.
He inspired in part in Stalin, because few people know that Stalin did a great job with several nations in the Soviet Union. he stimulated nationalism in each of these nations, and national culture and so on. And the more nationalist they became, the more attached to the Communist Party. And so he conciliated different interests, completely antagonistic. And Dugin is doing exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's look at a couple elements of this Dugin approach that Putin seems to be following. What is Israel a target? Clearly, the Iranian nuclear weapons program wouldn't be where it is without Russian support. Russia has provided the nuclear reactors. Russia provides diplomatic support. What is Russia's role vis-a-vis Israel, and what is the ultimate aim here? Is it to destroy Israel? And in your view, I know you're a supporter of Israel as I am. Do the Israelis, and they're coming up on an election in just about a week or so, do the Israelis realize the role being played by Russia in all of this?
I am not sure if they are aware of this thing, but you know, my main thesis in this debate was that there are three big globalist schemes in the world. There is the Western scheme, the Bilderberg, the George Soros and Rockefellers and these people, and then there is the Russian-Chinese scheme, that is a heir of the old communists, and there is the Islamic scheme. And they are competing. Sometimes they are competing, sometimes they are collaborating. And the only countries which have condition to resist this are the United States and Israel, because they have a strong national consciousness, the awareness, they have traditions, and they have reason to fight.
Yeah.
All the others are yielding before this powers. You know, the European Union is itself an instrument of globalism.
Thanks for watching.